Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom.
We're about 3 or 4 years into a programme of commemoration that will run for a decade in Kildare, and it goes from the lockout right the way through to the forming of the state.
The aim of the Decade of Commemorations programme in County Kildare was to establish the most appropriate way in which to mark the centenaries within the county. A committee was formed and a strategy document designed to help direct the process, while active engagement with the public informed and gave perspective. The nature of the programme was expansive, delivering a series of commemorative events, school programmes, publications, talks and walks, concerts, drama, sculpture and song, but with the unique intention of creating a legacy of research and cultural and artistic material for future generations.
If young Ireland were to confine her efforts to remaining at home to defend the shores of Ireland from an unlikely invasion, and to shrinking from proving on the field of battle that courage and gallantry which has distinguished our race all through its history.
The delivery of the programme was inclusive, appropriate and sensitive, to take account of all aspects of life in County Kildare in the period 1913 to 1923. As we prepared to celebrate the birth of our nation and the momentous events of the most significant decade in our history, it was fitting that our strategy become comprehensive, inclusive and respectful, that it would be broad, accurate and appeal to every citizen of this county.
Just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger.
The county became a stage, a ball of malleable clay. Individuals and groups, schools and communities moulded hopes, ideas and dreams into a myriad of magical possibilities, giving life to literally hundreds of individual events, performances and creative outpourings of every kind.
Our society is 125 years old this year. It's one of the oldest societies in the country.
As 2016 draws to a close, at the end of that first part of the programme, the general perception is one of pride and satisfaction. We did it well, they say. People seem almost surprised at the success of it all at national and local level. We were proud as flags unfurled and children sang in schoolyards the nation's most cherished song, as the proclamation was rediscovered by a whole new generation. It was our duty not merely to commemorate these historic events, but to understand, debate and embrace them, to create a lasting legacy for future generations as only we could, to celebrate the legacy left to us with thought and creativity. Our credo, let us remember and be remembered.
Pádraig Pearse, when he saw Bridget dead on the bed, he burst into tears. He called on Sean McDermott, who was also in the room, who was effectively the military commander at that stage. He wanted to find out who shot the child.
In future years, County Kildare will be remembered for how we commemorated the centenaries of 1916, the Great War, the War of Independence, and the Civil War.
And from that time through wildest war, that hope had shone afar light, nor could love...
It was not just a time of conflict, great political change and upheaval, but of social change and radical progress. As women took their rightful place at the polling station, the dreaded workhouses were abolished, tractors appeared in the countryside, and Irish people took control of their own destiny, economy, and everyday lives. Kildare County Council is committed to developing this strategy of commemoration in line with the national programme, but also as a testament to our will, determination, and our reflective and creative spirit. We engaged with all the people of the county to deliver the best possible programme and to ensure it was and continues to be inclusive, appropriate and sensitive. The process is ongoing and will allow all sections of the community to respond and put forward their ideas, hopes and plans. there remains an opportunity for all of us in County Kildare to commemorate the events of the decade from 1913 to 1923 and commemorate our history with dignity and pride. But for now, let us be humbled and thankful at the response and engagement that we have witnessed in this important year.
I will be President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Army. James Connolly will be Commander of the Dublin Division of Irish Volunteers and Irish Citizen Army.
We learned that the Rising was a political and a militant movement, but a social one too. A social revolution.
The minstrel boy to the war has gone, in the ranks of death you'll find him. His father's sword he has girded on, and his wild harp flung behind him. Land of song, said the warrior bard, the world betrays thee. One sword at least thy right shall guard, one faithful harp shall praise thee.
100 years ago on Easter Monday, 1,600 men, women and children went out to fight for an Irish Republic. Their ideals and values have inspired generations of Irish people.
The 1916 Rising changed utterly the fabric of Irish life and launched the nation on its quest for independence. We pay tribute to all those who sacrificed so much on our behalf. We take pride in the events and in how they impacted on the nation and our culture. It is fitting that we take time to celebrate with our centenarian citizens. We thank them for their contribution to County Kildare. Gura Magat.
At the beginning of the year, thousands of budding poets in post-primary schools across the country were working on their entries for A Poem for Ireland. We were absolutely delighted in Kildare when we discovered that Kildare's entry, Jane Rigby, from St Mary's College, Naas, was a runner-up in the national competition.
So this is where it ends. The gravel crunches beneath my feet. For a fleeting moment, the leaden reality washes over me.
Love and bravery, thy songs were made for the pure and free. They shall never sound in slavery.
Our nation today is more diverse and faces its own set of challenges. We must cherish and build on the founding principles of our nation. We do not need to live in the past, but remember it and respect it as we build a better future for all our citizens.
We are proud of our county, our people and their role in the great events of this historic period, people of all traditions and beliefs. We owed it to that generation of Irish men, women and children that we commemorated this history with pride and enthusiasm, and that we did justice not only to their ideals and aspirations, but to their memory and sacrifice.
It's a glorious privilege to be independent.
And Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. Sheena Fianna Fáil, a toffee owl again, Bwindar Sua, Artina Rani Huen, Evai Veser, Shantir Arshin Sharfasta, Miog Farfin Tira Nafin Tra, Anog da Him Savarna Bwil, Lag Garna Gwael con Bosch no sail, La Goni Skrek, Gwelach na Wiler, Shalib Connie, Aron.